This morning, we are diving into lesson 75 of A Course in Miracles. Happy 75th day of the year. I'm going to go ahead and get started with just a review of some of the preceding lessons, and then we will dive into today's reading. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Lesson 40, I am blessed as a son of God. Lesson 41, God goes with me wherever I go. Lesson 42, God is my strength, vision is his gift. Lesson 43, God is my source, I cannot see apart from him. Lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. Lesson 45, God is the mind with which I think. Lesson 46, God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. Lesson 47. Lesson 48, there is nothing to fear. Lesson 49, God's voice speaks to me all through the day. Lesson 50, I am sustained by the love of God. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. Lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Lesson 63, the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Lesson 64, let me not forget my function. Lesson 65, my only function is the one God gave me. Lesson 66, my happiness and my function are one. Lesson 67, love created me like itself. Lesson 68, love holds no grievances. Lesson 69, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. Lesson 70, my salvation comes from me. Lesson 71, God's plan for salvation, only God's plan for salvation will work. Lesson 72, holding grievances as an attack on God's plan for salvation. Lesson 73, I will, there be light. Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. And finally, lesson 75, the light has come. The light has come. You are healed and you can heal. The light has come. You are saved and you can save. You are at peace and you bring peace with you wherever you go. Darkness and turmoil and death have disappeared. The light has come. Today we celebrate the happy ending to your long dream of disaster. There is no dark dreams now. The light has come. Today the time of light begins for you and everyone. It is a new era in which a new world is born. The old one has left no trace upon it in its passing. Today we see a different world because the light has come. Our exercises for today will be happy ones in which we offer thanks for the passing of the old and the beginning of the new. No shadows from the past remain to darken our sight and hide the world forgiveness offers us. Today we will accept the new world as we want to see. We will be given what we desire. We will to see the light. The light has come. Our longer practice periods will be devoted to looking at the world that our forgiveness now shows. This is what we want to see, and only this. Our single purpose makes our goal inevitable. Today, the real world rises before us in gladness, to be seen at last. Sight is given us, now that the light has come. We do not want to see the ego's shadow on the world today. We see the light, and in it we see heaven's reflection lie across the world. Begin the longer practice periods by telling yourself the glad tidings of your release. The light has come. I have forgiven the world. Dwell not upon the past today. Keep a completely open mind, washed of all the past ideas and clean of every concept you have made. You have forgiven the world today. You can look upon it now as you never saw it before. You do not yet know what it looks like. You merely wait to have it shown to you. While you wait, repeat several times, slowly and in complete patience, the light has come. I have forgiven the world. Realize that your forgiveness entitles you to vision. Understand that the Holy Spirit never fails to give the gift of sight to the forgiving. Believe he will not fail you now. You have forgiven the world. He will be with you as you watch and wait. He will show you what true vision is. It is his will. You have joined with him. Wait patiently for him. He will be there. The light has come. You have forgiven the world. Tell him you know you cannot fail because you trust in him. And tell yourself you wait in certainty to look upon the world he promised you. From this time forth, you will see differently. Today, the light has come, and you will see the world that has been promised you since time began, in which is the end of time ensured. The shorter practice periods, too, will be joyful reminders of your release. Remind yourself every quarter of an hour or so that today is a time for special celebration. Give thanks for mercy and the love of God. Rejoice in the power of forgiveness to heal your sight completely. Be confident that on this day there is a new beginning. Without the darkness of the past upon your eyes, you cannot fail to see today. And what you see will be so welcome that you will gladly extend forever today forever. Say then, the light has come, I have forgiven the world. Should you be so tempted, say to someone who seems to pull you back into darkness, the light has come, I have forgiven you. We dedicate this day to the serenity in which God would have you be. Keep it in your awareness of yourself and see it everywhere today as we celebrate the beginning of your vision and the sight of the real world, which has come to replace the unforgiven world you thought was real. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Y'all, I just concluded reading Lesson 75 of A Course in Miracles. And one of the things that really stood out to me while I was reading this is waiting patiently. And we haven't actually, I don't think we've ever really talked about waiting on the Knowing Show. And as the saying goes, waiting is a virtue. And I think that there's so much to be said about the waiting process, because really we're waiting, and that is kind of like that there's actually a verse that comes to mind, count every trial as joy. And I read that verse growing up, and it was just like, okay, so whenever things get hard in my life, I'm just supposed to be glad for it. But when I actually looked deeper into the etymology of the word trial, it's talking about this time. It's like we're moving towards an end, but the end hasn't arrived yet. And so we're kind of waiting for an outcome. And that is the process. And in the process lies the cultivation. And sometimes in the waiting in and of itself, that is where we speak the truth. That is where we affirm what we believe. That is where the old patterns and the past that kind of tempt to pull us out of this present moment, this is why we're doing the work. We're doing this work to train our minds so that our mind is not the thing in the driver's seat, but you and I actually are. And so if the past comes calling or grievances come calling, we can say, actually, no, I'm not thinking about that right now. And we have the power to choose our thoughts. I love this man. I just have so much respect for Viktor Frankl. He was in the Nazi German concentration camp, and he authored the book, Man's Search for Meaning. And man, I just can't imagine. I cannot imagine the horrors of what he saw and experienced, and his wife was killed. And he says, between stimulus and response is choice. And I kind of think of, we've got this space and time, the waiting period, the process time where we're moving towards something. We've got the stimulus activated, but the response, the fulfillment, the outcome hasn't been secured yet. So during this time is all these like micro choices. How am I going to think? How am I going to show up? Am I going to trust? Am I going to be faithful? Am I going to be diligent? Am I actually going to walk in accordance with what I know to be right, even though it might be lonely, even though it might be difficult, even though it might actually mean waiting? We live in this constant stimulated environment. We can reach, here's what's so interesting, and I never thought about it this way. If we're in the middle of a process of something, whether it's sitting and actually trying to quiet ourselves internally, and like meditation's always been hard for me. That's where like the mind training is really important too. Anytime, you close your eyes and just try to quiet your mind, how long can we actually do that without getting distracted? I'm working on it. And in that process, it's so easy to, in that kind of waiting process, in the stillness, it's so easy to be like, oh, well, I'll just reach for my phone while I'm waiting. Oh, I'll just go do something else while I'm waiting. Even as something as, the website is being slow to load. So let me click over to another tab. We're so quick to fill the void, to fill the space, even waiting in line, waiting to have the gas pump into our car. We fill the void with a distraction. And so as we're talking about this process of actually taking these practice periods that she talks about and really allowing our minds and hearts and souls to actually get quiet and not having something fill that space, this extends beyond just this practice period. It's what if we were to not so quickly reach for distraction throughout our day and actually allow for the space to just be quiet and wait literally with patience. And that doesn't mean we're not doing good things and making good use of our time. But what it means is that we have the ability to not be distracted and just be in the present moment. And y'all, this is important, for us to be able to retain new information and sit in a classroom and read a book, honestly, all the kind of things that we were doing when we were kids, we've lost because of that instant stimulation. It's really interesting. Humans have a shorter attention span than a goldfish now. And a goldfish has about 9 seconds of attention span. And we have less than that. And so if we really want to training our minds to be able to exist in stillness and in silence, in just waiting. And so this would be a good challenge. I'm going to practice this today. And it's really going to look like not reaching for my phone anytime I have a second, not reaching for distraction anytime there's a space. Even in the conversation, we don't need to fill it. Just wait. And so in this waiting period is actually usually where we experience the presence of God, because his voice comes in the stillness. It doesn't come in the noise. And so if we really want to experience God and we want to get to that kind of next level spiritually, usually it means that we actually need to deny ourselves the distraction, deny ourselves the external stimulus, and wait in the process, wait in the cultivation, and in the stillness in and of itself. We actually get cultivated, because what happens is, yes, we're listening, but we're also listening to what's coming up for us. So yes, the goal is that the past doesn't corrode our view, but sometimes we actually need to address what's coming up from the past to then move through it, get to the other side, be done with it, and then we can move forward. So in the stillness process, I know that she said, put past thoughts behind us, but sometimes if things are coming up for us while we're in this period of literally just closing our eyes and listening, sometimes that means it actually needs our attention. So I am going to jump here into the chat. Good morning. Thank you all. Benny, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Jack, good morning. I'm glad to see. I love seeing familiar names. Wayne, good morning, my friend. Erjan, hello. Thank you for joining. Oh, Benny, I love this. Lessons 40 through 50, 61 through 75, especially lesson 73. I have been, honestly, these lessons have been so helpful for me. So I'm really glad that you're following along and finding value. Dustin, hello. Mr. Relic, good to see you. EU Banks. Billy, good morning. Germany. Shaquille, good morning. Good to see you. All right, I am scrolling down. I'm going to just go ahead and put a couple people on timeout as I'm seeing that you're kind of being a little inappropriate. Erjan, no, this is not AI. I'm real. Hello. Let's see. Worden, hello. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Vulnerability expert, good morning. I'm glad to see you back. Henis, hello. Lucky, oh, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad you're here. All right, I'm going to put you on timeout, my friend. Art Vandell, we don't talk like that. All right. Oh, Benny, I love that Vacation Bible School song. I definitely know that one. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Dub Styles, good morning. It's been so long. Top of the morning. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Henis, I'm gonna put you on timeout, but thanks for joining. Scott, hello. My name's not Brittany, I'm Christine, but I actually have someone on my team named Brittany, so we love Brittany. All right, just scrolling. I do not have a dog, TR, although I used to have one and I would love to have one again. He was an Eastern German Shepherd and just absolutely wonderful. Zyrane, hello. Jaden, good to see you. Sev Honda. He says, I'm not even religious. I'm so glad you're here. Honestly, I'm not religious either. I love God, but it's based on relationship. It's not based on religion. So Joey, hello. Good to see you. Bang Top, hi. I'm glad you're here. Mindful meditation helps me so much, Benny says. Benny, I really actually, I want to do better at meditation because I know, man, it's all about controlling the mind, in so many ways. It's learning how to, yeah, to your point, just let go of distractions and really be in the present moment. It's really wild because there's so much revelation that comes in the stillness. And so meditation gives effectively a framework for that. Michi, hello. Thanks for joining. Jiraz, hello. One world. Self-discipline is always important. It's so, so, so true. Dub Styles cartoons trained us to be impatient. It's so true. And how much more so with TikTok, because you can just scroll. You can get to the next stimulus. Even these shorts, a friend of mine who I love dearly, he loves watching comedy, but he watched the highlights. We don't have to actually sit through the whole thing and the build up and the context of the joke. We can just get the 10, 15, 20-second joke without hearing all of the preamble. It's so funny. Moth, hello. Good to see you. Jody, good morning. I'm glad you're here. John, hi. Jaffa, good morning. I'm doing well. I went to the gym this morning. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being back in routine. Y'all, it's wild. Habits, man, maybe we should talk about habits tonight on the show. It's wild how much better my day goes when I have my habits. So I'm feeling grateful for that. Curtain slurping, thank you. Good morning. Yes, you. Hello. I'm doing good. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. How are you? Hope you're having a good morning. Juan, good morning. Maurice, hello. Ciao. Fasting and stillness with prayer and meditation, Benny says. John, hello. Piran, how to have a bold personality. Oh, what an interesting question. I'm actually going to save that one because it's funny. Before I hopped on, I was like, I wonder what we're going to talk about. Just so for those of you who are new, we go live 2 times a day. In the morning, we do these lessons. And then in the evening, we'll do a show. And we'll do a show with guests, and then we'll also do a show just solo and just hanging out with you guys and talking about different stuff. So honestly, I would love to hear, that would actually be kind of fun, is if we end today's show every morning, we talk about what we're going to discuss in the evening. Because I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. But he says his question is how to have a bold personality. Piran, that's such an interesting question. I love it. John, hello. Andy, good day. Kado, good morning. Meditation is the practice that leads you to yourself. Ooh, Wayne, what a beautiful, I just got chills. What a beautiful way to say that. Rich, good morning. Diron, the world stands together against God. It is interesting. It feels like there's a lot of resistance, right? Patrick, good morning. Bang Top, Ogre, hey. I like that you've got Trek. That's funny. All right, Donna, good morning. Drobo, Roy, good morning. Cybri, hello. Arjun, hi. All right, I'm just getting down to the end. Campbell, Royal, good morning. I did Kurt Slurpin. I had to go all the way through down towards the bottom. G Lover, I've never surfed, but honestly, it would be so much fun. Louise, good morning. Antoine, Jaden. All right, I think I've Taki, good morning. Infinite, Paolo, ciao. Maxwell, thank you. I'm grateful for my big glasses. Mr. Relic, no, if I take my glasses off, I won't be able to see. Okay, Teddy, good morning. Dylan, common observation. Hello, based body. Random. What's your star sign? I actually don't know. I'm not good with astrology, so I have no idea. Charles, good morning. Web Matrix, you can guess. All right. I think we're. Oh, Munkle says, you just start off my morning really good. I'm so glad. Jaden says, I'm from Bangkok. Cool. Brianna. Benny. Oh, it's Brianna. I've been praying for our journey. Hey, I'm not Brianna, Benny, but good morning. Munkle, Mr. X. Hello, some guy. Yes, I am running 2 channels. I actually am stopping running the Knowing podcast in the evenings, and we're just going live on Christene Marie on the Knowing show in the evening. So I do think I'm going to keep going live on the Knowing podcast in the morning. But in the evening, we're just going to be going live on Christene Marie. So what we're speaking about today, the lesson really has to do honestly, it has to do with the fact that the light has come and it only can come. So here's the thing, knowing our identity, we've talked about identity a lot over the last couple of days. There's kind of 2 parts that make up our identity. The first part is, what does God say about every single person, which is you're loved, you're chosen. There is nothing you can do that will separate you from the love of your creator. You are worthy. And that's true of every single person. The question is whether you're going to believe it, act like it, and then also extend that type of love towards other people. So that's kind of like identity A. Identity B is, who are you uniquely made to be? How do you stand out? How do you shine? How do you really have your unique giftings and it's giftings and skills and ability to really love in a way that other people can't, because no one else has your unique combination of experiences and upbringing and skills and gifts and talents. And so with these 2 together, identity A connects us to each other because we were made, all of us, in the image of God. Therefore, we have that aspect of, man, you're actually to be honored. Every person is to be honored. And so then identity B is really what makes us different. So this concept of, I am the light of the world, actually that is true for every single person. It's just a matter of whether you're going to act like it, live like it, walk in it. And there's even a submission to it. There's actually, it requires humility to have ego go away. Ego says, oh no, I'm not worthy. Ego could also say, oh no, I'm not like everybody else. Ego separates us. And so there's a sense of unity that we actually have to be willing to walk in when we're willing to accept that identity of, I am really, really loved, and so is everyone around me. And am I going to extend that same type of love? Y'all, we've been talking about grievances over the last couple of days, where it's like, man, if we're holding grievances against other people and looking at them through the lens of hate, it's actually separating us. And there's a few different things that it really does that gets in our way, which is, man, okay, if I am looking at you and thinking you're not lovable, I'm actually saying that about myself, because that identity A is in both of us. So if I'm deeming you not lovable, I'm effectively damning myself, which is crazy. And then in that same vein, we're reducing that person, who they are. We talked about unconditional love last Sunday. Unconditional love is like a state of inner being. It's like, that does not mean we don't have boundaries. We don't, have a justice system. It doesn't mean that externally we don't handle things according to what's happening here on the physical level. But internally, I can actually be powered by a heart of love, because I know who I am and whose I am. And I'm going to treat you with the same type of love, even though the action itself might call for justice or might call for boundaries, especially based on whatever horrendous deed somebody did. But that's the most loving thing I can do, which is to have a boundary and execute on justice. So this heart of love is so incredibly important, because it brings us together in unity with each other, but then also knowing who we uniquely were made to be. And with those 2 kind of working in concert, man, we get to know who we are. And then we get to walk boldly as the light of the world, like literally bringing a light into every single room and bringing a presence into every single room. But this is what she was talking about today. So at the beginning of every single episode, I guess you could say, segment, we open with a reading from A Course in Miracles. And so today's lesson around I am, the light of the world will come. It's like I am agreeing that I'm going to show up today as the light of the world in every single context. Even when I'm showing up in the chat, even when I'm showing up on social media, even when I'm showing up here on the show with you, much more so when I'm in person with the people I love. And so the question I have for all of us is, am I showing up as the light of the world? Am I being faithful to that identity? Am I being faithful to my own potential? Am I being faithful to who God made me to be? And y'all, each one of us has a really specific purpose for being here. There is a reason for every single one of us being alive, being exactly where you live. There isn't an accident in that way. And so my hope and honestly my prayer for all of us today is that we hold a higher standard for ourselves, a higher standard for how we think, how we act, how we speak to each other, how we love, how we communicate, how we even think about each other. And the last thing is, how do we use our time? A higher standard. Because you know what? If I'm in a line at a grocery store and I'm head down on my phone, I'm probably not going to be eyes open, alert, looking around and being present. Maybe there's somebody actually that we get to love on. Maybe somebody behind me or in front of me, maybe the cashier is having a bad day. And we actually could bring the presence and love of God to that person. And so with that, I'm just going to hop in the chat once more and then hop off. Zyren says, it's sad how many ignore truth when spoken. It's so true. Gift Tiger, you speak the truth so honestly. Oh, thank you. He says, I'm not used to that on YouTube. Keep it up. Thank you. That's actually so encouraging this morning. Thank you. I'm really glad you're here. Y'all, I'm grateful for every person who shows up and is doing the work themselves. I really honor that. Monotone Runner, good morning. I'm glad to see you. Cruel the Kid, hello. Good morning. Thank you. Thanks for joining. King Deo, hello. The Lens Leisure, Captain Faifo, hello. Max. All right, y'all, I am going to hop off today. I hope you all have such a wonderful day. Yeah, thank you for joining. And remember, be the light because you're worthy and the world needs you. So I'll talk to you later. We're going to go live tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I don't think I have a guest tonight. Let me just confirm. I think that I'm just going live then. But let me confirm. I'm just looking at my calendar. All right. Thanks all. Have a good night.